Hello, my name is Alison from Goldfrapp and I'll be in Frequency. Come by and see me. We did accomplish everything we wanted to accomplish. I mean, I think at that time, yeah. I mean, we had a few rules that we sort of established at the beginning, but yeah, I think, I mean, there's obviously things that we would have maybe liked to have explored a little more, but I think, you know, that's okay. We'll do that on the next album. Or so yeah, definitely. I mean, we stopped at 9 songs, so for a reason, really. It felt like that was a natural ending. But I mean, it's something that we talked a lot about when Will and I met, was that we wanted to use real musicians. We wanted to get away from sampling and using loops and stuff like that, just because ultimately I think those things control you, which is something in itself, but we wanted to get away from that and really start from scratch and make our own sound world. And also, it's just really good fun getting people coming in and playing. You know, you write a melody or whatever and then ring up Joe Bloggs down the road who plays the flugelhorn or whatever, and that's really a nice part about writing, I think. I find genres really frustrating, and I guess they're usually sort of created by journalists as well. I mean, trip-hop is something that, I mean, it doesn't really annoy me that we get, I just don't understand what it is, and, you know, I guess when we get compared to Portishead a lot and Björk, I mean, all those people are great, but I feel like it's very superficial, and there's, you know, you just scratch a little bit, and there's a whole load of other things that are probably much less obvious, that are, you know, probably more important. Well, for me, I suppose, sort of extravagance and decadence and glamour and humour and a kind of sort of looniness that I kind of like. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I think all those things, really.
I think we're both really happy with the album, and in a way we should be, because we spent a very long time on it, and we had that kind of time which we may never get again in reality, because, you know, nobody knew who we were. We'd worked on some of it before we'd even signed quite a lot of it, and we worked on it in my studio, so there was no pressure of time. We just carried on until we were happy with something. And then when we finally did sign, that gave us a bit more space and time as well. We could stop everything else we were doing and just concentrate on it full time. And I suppose we spent about another 7 months finishing it up. We have antibodies against synthesizers that are trying to sound like things that they're not. So, you know, if you've got a preset which says strings on it, then, you know, the last way you want to use it is to sound like a string, I think. You know, maybe it could be useful for something else, but I think that you know, somebody playing something, even if it's someone playing a synth and interacting with it, is more interesting than anything that, you know, a computer can sort of generate with MIDI. I mean, I say more interesting, that's a personal thing. You know, I think there's people like Square Pusher and Aphex Twin who kind of do this computer music, which is very interesting, but it's all about, you know, what a computer can do with music. I quite like it when they say things that are completely crazy. I mean, someone said that we sounded like Supertramp, which I thought was great, because I don't quite know how they got that. Maybe they just have got some alien implant in their ears. I don't know. Somebody said that future lounge was a word that got used, which I thought was quite a good soundbite. I think a lot of it is insulting, and because it assumes people are goldfish and have a sort of 6-second memory, and it's okay just to repeat something ad infinitum, and that'll be interesting. I mean, there are certain things that you can repeat ad infinitum, and they are interesting, and that's very cool. You know, people that can bring that off. But a lot of it, I don't think, it's not really fair. It's like giving people gruel instead of a proper meal.